some modern day fighters. Just to get your quick, there's a big thing this weekend. You obviously you'll be there for the or no, it's next weekend, isn't it? The Haney and the Garcia and the Lopez fights?
No, that's not this week. This week is the fight coming up in Britain.
Ben and Eubank. Who
Yeah,
wins
that's
that
this
fight,
week.
Teddy? Who wins that fight?
Well, look, you got two different styles and two different sizes. You got the smaller man, Ben, who hasn't learned how to lose yet, but he hasn't been too active the last few years, one fight a year. But he's an aggressive, more prototypical fighter with his hands up, aggressive, good offensive fighter. And then you got Ben, who's more awkward and unorthodox and older and bigger. And he's going to look to stay on the outside, control the geography outside. He's going to look to pot shot the smaller Ben coming in. And the burden's going to be on Ben to make the fight, to press the fight, to take the risk, to take on the responsibility of having to come forward in this fight. And again, the risk of Ben being able to then fight his fight, which is to pick him apart, try to catch him on the way in with quick hands, quick punches. And like I said, he can be very unorthodox and a very awkward, difficult style. It's a grand contrasting style. I don't know if it's going to be a pretty fight because Eubank is not. Eubank is a smart fighter. He will look to counter him, and then he'll look to tie him up on the inside and not let Ben be able to be productive in the area where he has to be productive as the aggressive fighter, as the man who wants to get inside. He's going to have to be productive in there, and Eubank will. He is not he's not adverse to tying you up. He doesn't care if the crowd boos. He just cares about doing, which I don't blame him. He cares about doing what's smart and what gives him the best chance to have an edge. So it could get ugly that way where he'll look to grab. The responsibility is going to be on Ben and his team to be prepared for that, to not allow him to tie him up, to do the things that you need to do to make sure that does take a step back. Don't smother yourself, rotate your shoulders, keep your hands in punching position, don't put them behind you, bang. And also, what's going to be important, I think, nobody talks about these things, but the referee, who the ref is. For Ben, he wants a ref who's going to let him fight inside. For Eubank, they're going to want a ref who's going to break you up on the inside.
Yeah, that's right.
So I think all of that's going to be important. At the end of the day, you know, I'm really, I'm, I'm pushed to want to pick the naturally bigger man,
Yeah.
to catch, to be able to, who's very awkward, very difficult, has more experience, more ready for this kind of stage, if you will, perhaps mentally and emotionally. I, I, I'm I'm just influenced a little bit or tempted to take Eubank to fight that kind of fight. Maybe it's an ugly fight,
Yeah.
and to be able to win a decision. Um, at the end of the day, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go the other way. I'm gonna go with the undefeated fighter. I'm gonna say that he's gonna find a way to get in without getting mugged on the way in. Like I like to say when I do the commentating, uh, that the guy on the outside wants to mug the guy coming forward when he goes through a tough territory or a bad neighborhood to get to him. I'm gonna say that he doesn't get mugged on the way in, and that he's gonna be able to sort of outgrit um, Eubank in a fight that can get, like I said, it can get ugly if Eubank is looking to tie him up,
Mm.
win on the outside and tie him up on the inside. It could get ugly. So I look, either way, it's a fight that obviously there's a tremendous interest across the pond. That's the place for the fight. That's where their fathers fought. That's where the history is. That's where the greatest fans in the world exist. You know, I love the Mexican fans, the Puerto Rican fans, the Irish fans, the American fans. I love them all. The Australian fans. I
Yeah,
love them
that's right.
all. But there's no fans that are more attached.
I
There's
agree.
no people
Yeah.
more attached to the sport of boxing with a
Yeah.
longer history than
Mm.
the British fans.
I agree.
And believe me, they come out. They come out for their fighters. So
I
anyway,
agree. I
I
agree.
hope I